friends. I'm going to do my best to give you the absolute fastest overview of the Lily of the Valley perfumes that I do highly recommend. The first one is Muguet. This is released by Guerlain, the fashion house, once a year. It is a soliflore and it is limited edition, so you will see on the bottom of these bottles, I fear to turn it over, but you can see that they are numbered, meaning that as collector's editions, only so much is bottled per year. The formulations can change year over year, but for the most part, they are a soliflore, meaning that it smells as though you had crushed the lily of the valley flower. And oh my goodness, it's heavenly. It's so light. It is long lasting, but it's very, very light. It's a skin scent. So you have to, really get close. You have to kind of sniff your wrist. It's not going to be something that envelops you and follows you around like a cloud, which there are days we want that. And then there are days that we like just this kind of cuddle scent or something that's close to you. But I highly recommend it. It was a bucket list item. My husband got it for me, especially in 2018, because he just wanted to take the time, I guess, to show me how much he appreciates me above and beyond. It was a challenging year, and it was just an extra special blessing and a fantastic memory for me. Next is Apogee. He's treated me to this as well. And this is a gorgeous, stunning, very powerful Lily of the Valley. These are two very big bottles. You can take them back to Louis Vuitton and they will actually, magnetic caps, they will actually refill them for you if you want. So I have like the 6.8 ounce and the 3.4 ounce, which is actually okay to travel. I was surprised. No one from TSA ever took it away from me. I probably wouldn't have gotten on the plane if my perfume couldn't. Just sorry. It just is what it is. But anyway, these two, this one has a heat stamp, which you can have put on in the stores. That's wonderful because you're going to keep reusing the bottle. But this is a very strong fragrance. It has some citrus undertones. I mean, you can look on Fragrantica and it will tell you exactly the notes that are in it. But oh my goodness, stunning, 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 powerful. I've had ladies even stop me in a grocery store and say, "Oh, you smell amazing." I mean, even at the vet's office, just kind of signing paperwork and handing a cat carrier over, and one of my female tribe stops and just says, "Oh, wow, you smell fantastic." I love it, love it, love it. But it's very powerful and long lasting. This is Diorissimo, which is another emblem of mine. I wear this all the time when I'm not wearing my Apogee usually. This is the extract of perfume. This one is the longest lasting, contains mostly a lot of a base of ylang ylang, which helps it to last longer because the Lily of the Valley notes the top notes tend to disappear quickly. The Eau de Toilette doesn't last nearly as long, but it is much more powerfully Lily of the Valley. Same with the Eau de Perfume. That one has more of a lilac note to it. So I wouldn't say that these are necessarily soliflore. Christian Dior blended them on purpose so that they would last long. And this incidentally is Princess Diana's, or was, I should say, her fragrance. And the Lily of the Valley is emblematic of the fashion house of Dior. Now that I have explained some of the soliflore or largely soliflore dominant Lily of the Valley fragrances, I will explain to you some of the blends which can be reminiscent of a bride's bouquet. Now, when I was married, my husband allowed me to choose our wedding date based on when Lily of the Valley flowers were available. And believe me, they were scarce where we lived. And probably for the price we were willing to pay. So I had a bouquet just of Lily of the Valley that I carried, but there are many brides who love to carry a beautiful bouquet of roses and other flowers that are tucked in, not just Lily of the Valley. So imagine that these fragrances would be the same, just like a beautiful bouquet. Idyllique by Guerlain. Again, this one is more of a, I want to say like a shelf perfume you can buy, whereas the Muguet is almost on the level of bespoke, limited edition. However, this is gorgeous, much more affordable, and it does have a patchouli or Guerlainade blend, I should say, kind of like if you'd say lemonade, but mix Guerlain with it. There is a very distinctly Guerlain background. base to this perfume, but it does smell like a gorgeous bouquet. You're going to pick up roses, lilac, jasmine, lily of the valley, and lily of the valley just sort of peeks up and says hello every now and then. So if that's what you like better, Guerlain by Guerlain, you can still find it. Also, Estee Lauder Pleasures would be about the same in that sense, where it's a fragrant bouquet that wraps around you. You're going to smell more lilac in this, and you'll also pick up kind of the essence of woodland, the woods outside, fresh air, mountain, almost like a hint of evergreen underneath it all. Just such a freshness. My husband loves this one as well. He loves them all. This one is by Yves Rocher, and it is, I would say, rose, patchouli, lily of the valley, but very heavy in the patchouli. And so it's more of an evening wear, cashmere sweater, cozy up by the fire in winter time. And this is the eau de perfume, so it's very strong and long lasting. Actually, I think it's the extract of perfume. So a little harder to find, but you can find it on the Yves Rocher site. It's called Evidence. It's been around for maybe 10, 15 years now. And then this is so beautiful and very affordable. Out of all of these, this one is the most affordable when you look online. This is Elizabeth Arden Splendor. I highly recommend this if you're looking for just a gorgeous Victorian bouquet. It just, while it's modern and fresh at the same time, it reminds me of, oh man, just Victorian times. So the heliotrope in it is such a powdery and gorgeous base, but you will find lily of the valley, kind of like forget-me-nots and other types of flowers like that that just pop up. It's not a rose type of perfume, so you're not going to detect that. You will find some rose in the Guerlain, not so much rose, more of a white flower in the Estee Lauder Pleasures. A touch of rose here with Evidence, but this is going to be more of a white and purple flowers bouquet. Stunning. Highly recommend. Very peaceful, tranquil, a mommy hug me closer, church and date night perfume. It can be all those things. And this is another soliflore, and this is much more budget friendly. This is called Muguet by Molinard. It's eau de toilette, so be very careful. There's a difference between eau de parfum and eau de toilette. Eau de toilette doesn't have the same concentration of perfume oils typically, but know that they can also be blended differently, whereas eau de parfum may bring out different notes that are longer lasting. So it's not just necessarily that the fragrance is watered down, it's synthesized differently in many cases, so pay close attention to that. Look on fragrantica.com. Get some details if you need it, but this is also easily found. This is a huge bottle, very, very big bottle, and this is very strong. It projects very far. It's very long lasting, and it smells like kind of like a crushed lily of the valley flower, just like the bouquet. Very, very beautiful. Not as clean and soft as the Guerlain limited edition version, of course, but neither is it kind of a watery fragrance. This is very bold. I highly recommend it if you love lily of the valley. Next, this is another Yves Rocher, and it is actually, I would say it's more of a soliflore with a bit of a powder base, but this isn't going to last long. This is something that you'd spray on in the summertime, after a shower. You'd maybe toss it in your gym bag. You could spray it in your hair, spray it on yourself even in the car, and you won't cause anybody to sneeze or cough or have a reaction or anything. It's just so light, and it's a skin scent. So someone would have to be very, very close to you to smell this. Unlike this Muguet, and unlike the Louis Vuitton that I showed you earlier, Apogee, those are very powerful, kind of arm's length or further. So this one, nobody's going to say anything to you at the grocery store, believe me. It's just a skin scent, but so cuddly and really refreshing. I would say the same thing about Haiku, which surprisingly enough, when you have some price points that are over $500 in a collection, you think, why would Avon's Haiku be here? But it deserves an honorable mention. There is something for everyone for Lily of the Valley fragrances if you're obsessed or even just like to celebrate for just a month out of the year. You can get skin softener in this haiku fragrance, even roll-on deodorant, and little, bath peripheral items, and set them out just for the month of May. And you can get them from avon.com. I have a few dear friends who offer Avon. And so I don't use this terribly often, but when I do, it's just kind of like a nighttime before I go to bed, and just to kind of envelop myself in what my husband calls is just like clean soap with a dominant Lily of the Valley note. So again, it's not solid Lily of the Valley, but you will pick up the notes of Lily of the Valley. I hope this helped. I know that I have 2 more honorable mentions that I'm going to bring in. Let me push these aside quickly. These are discontinued, so I don't want anyone to get their hopes up that these will be easily found. In fact, well, this one especially, this is is it Caswell Massey? No, I'm sorry, it's Crabtree and Evelyn Lily. And this, it is a beautiful fragrance. It doesn't last, it lasts pretty long, but in terms of once you open the bottle, you probably need to use it within a year or it gets a little funny. So if you find a vintage one that's opened, don't count on it really performing very well. It's going to have kind of a strange, harsh note to it. If it's unopened, you're taking your chances, but I would recommend, if you find anywhere you can find the discontinued lotions and powders and bath products, scoop them up, because I know for a while TJ Maxx was carrying them and some other of the off-price brands, because I guess Crabtree and Evelyn are discontinuing it and not bringing it back. I was a big collector, and I tell you, I am now not hoarding the shower gels, but I'm treasuring them, because when I really need a pick-me-up, it's just the shower gel, the powder, and the lotions are fantastic. You can also find the hand cream, which is what I want to say is a hand therapy. You can find those in some of the off-price stores, and even Costco had a multi-pack of their hand therapies just last year. So I have hope that they'll bring it back, but I can't guarantee. The other thing that I'll point out is that this is the original package of Muguet from Yves Rocher. They also used to have both shower gel and a body lotion. And again, very, very light scent, kind of like a combination of, fresh grass and ferns, just kind of like what you can see out my window if you could just like sniff the fresh air kind of thing. And Lily of the Valley in that as well, just fleeting and light. Even with all the bath products on, you can layer everything to Kingdom Come. You're still not going to, no one's going to be offended by the fragrance. It's okay to just go ahead and use this version, which you can easily find and sometimes find on special. But just in case you run across somebody kind of purging this version, or this would be long lasting if there was someone had sprayed this. This has not changed. I've had this for a couple years. I'm gonna keep it as a pick-me-up, even in my office or whenever I need it. But this, I think you'd be safe buying discontinued. I would say again, with the Crabtree and Evelyn, once sprayed, no, it's not going to last long, but grab those bath and body products. Again, I hope this helped. It answered a lot of questions. If anybody wants to message me, I doubt anyone is as obsessed with Lily of the Valley in my close friends group as I am, because that's what I'm known for. But anybody else who happens to see this, if you have any questions, message me. I'm glad to help. God bless your day.